Good evening. Thank you for coming to take the time to have a conversation with me. What is your name?
You're welcome. My name is Jessi Mona Cartwright Biggs with Pure Justice.
Thank you, Jessi. So, question one. Topic of conversation today will be on bail.
Okay.
And my first question will be what do you think about people sitting in jail behind an accusation that may or may not be true?
I don't think they should have to sit in jail on an accusation. I think they should be able to get out.
Okay. So, how does it make you feel to know innocent people are sitting behind bars simply because they are poor and cannot afford to pay a cash bail?
Well, that doesn't make me feel good. That just goes back to the systemic system that we live in. It is not equal.
Yeah. You talking about an unbalanced system. Many of us, we were born into generational wealth, while many of us was born into generational poverty. And according to the Kinder Institution, I'm gonna give you a statistic, but I want to know: did you know over 40% of Americans cannot afford a $400 emergency?
Yes, I did know that.
If I told you there was people sitting behind bars right now on a low-level offense because they could not afford to pay a $100 bond, how would that make you feel?
That wouldn't make me feel good. I'd be angry about that. I think it's very sad to destroy a person's life like that.
Yeah, if you can't afford $100, it's a good possibility that you may work for minimum wage, and every day that you miss work, you losing something else like your home, your car, getting behind on child support,
Don't have a job to go back to.
and that, which makes a whole bigger situation. Do you feel communities are safer by releasing those that can actually afford to pay a cash bail over keeping those incarcerated that may not have the funds to bond out, and why?
No, I don't think the community is safer. I mean, if you just look at what's been going on in the media, mainstream media, we have a plethora of criminals who are already on bond for murder or other violent crimes. They've been able to post bond, come back into my community and kill and destroy again. So it doesn't, no, it's not making the community safer, absolutely not. There needs to be some form of equity for the two.
How do you actually feel about those that have committed violent crimes that are given a cash bail and they can actually pay that and then come back to the community? Like, does that make you feel safe because they have the like how does it feel to know that a murderer that actually, it's a good possibility that they may have done this, got the money to pay and return back to the community? Like, how does that make you feel?
Oh, it makes me very leery. It doesn't make me feel safe. It makes me feel angry because some of these guys have actually served time for murder and other crimes. And they've gotten out and committed a crime and they got on bond and they got out again. I just wonder where they get all the cash money from to get out like that. But me personally, I don't think that they should be released. But I think the law or one of the constitutional amendments say that they are entitled to be released.
Do you know what a PR bond is?
Personal recognizance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and for those that's watching that don't know, it's granted by a court judge once they have reviewed of an individual's case and criminal history has been completed during the pre-trial hearing. In plain language, for those that do not have the proper funding to pay, bail could mean freedom and getting back to work. And for the proper use of a PR bond, if you ask somebody like myself, it will be for people who, may be on low-level accusations, offenses, people who make minimum wage or can't afford, barely getting by in life. So you give people the opportunity to fight the case from outside the jailhouse. Have you ever been incarcerated, Jessi?
No.
Do you know anybody that has been incarcerated before?
Yes.
Did they have any problems paying the bail?
Yes, I think they did, or they didn't have a bail.
Okay. Okay.
They stayed in the county jail until their court date, and then they went to prison.
And that, do you know anybody that like had a bail amount that they just couldn't post because it was just it was just too significant?
I do.
And you saying that they sat in jail all the way until their sentence date?
I'm talking about 2 different people.
Oh. Do you believe people sign plea deals simply because they can't afford to pay a bond?
They may, because I don't know what goes on in those deplorable situations and the systemic racism and injustices that a person has to deal with, and so the mind can only take so much. And so whether by any means necessary for me to get out of here, I'll sign a plea deal, but I don't have all the correct information when I'm signing it. And after I've signed it, then I realized that I was jumping out of one frying pan into another one.
How do you feel about a bond, no bond system? Meaning, all accused of certain crimes, may be violent crimes, serious crimes, be held, and or other crimes, that's low-level offenses, accusations, misdemeanors, have no bail. Or, in other words, how do you feel about abolishing cash bail for certain levels of offenses in general?
Well, in general, I think if it's a certain level misdemeanor and it's not a violent crime, then I think that person, if they are employed and the consequences of them staying in jail, they can't afford the bond, could cause more harm, then I think they should be able to be let out on personal recognizance. It's a low-level crime. It's like property, non-violent basically. But the violent crimes, I don't think they should get out. I think maybe they should just stay in.
Thank you for taking the time to have this conversation with me, Jessi. Until next time.
Okay, thank you.